Welcome to The Wise Witch Within, the show where spirituality meets science and magic meets practical guidance. Grab a cuppa, let your power rise, and together we'll awaken the wise witch within. Let's dive in.
Episode 2, Protecting Your Energy Without Guilt. The silly season can stretch even the calmer soul through endless invitations, emotional expectations, and not so subtle pressure to keep everyone else happy. But peace isn't found in saying yes to everything. Running around like a headless chook, trying to make everyone happy, is found in honouring your own needs, listening to your own body, and protecting your own energy.
In this episode, we'll explore how to set energetic boundaries and lovingly shield yourself without closing your heart, and how to say no in a way that honours everyone's higher good. We'll look at a way to check in with what's going on with your own energy and then share a guided visualization, the golden egg of light, an empowering practice to strengthen your energetic field and return to your own calm center. Now, in our last episode, we explored the collective energy of the holiday rush and began calling our own power home. Now, today, we journey deeper into one of the most powerful spiritual practices for this time of year, or any time of year really, boundaries. Because when your energy field is clear and contained, love flows more freely and peace becomes possible, even in the middle of all of the chaos.
So let's have a look at the myth of nice. Many of us learnt to overgive to avoid conflict or disappointment. Some of us learnt that for acceptance as well. But spiritual maturity is recognizing that self-abandonment is not kindness, it's depletion and martyrdom. Sometimes the patterns we carry aren't just habits, they're stories. Old stories, soul stories, stories we've outgrown, but still found ourselves repeating, stories that are passed on in our DNA. And one of the most common stories we see is the martyrdom story. And this can show up in 3 powerful ways. One can show up as being the keeper of everyone's needs. This is the soul who gives and gives and gives and gives and gives until they're running on fumes. They show up for everyone, yet rarely for themselves. On the outside, it looks like kindness. On the inside, it feels like depletion or quiet resentment. And they whisper things like, I do everything for everyone. Why does nobody see me? But the truth beneath that is that their spirit is craving boundaries, craving balance, and a return to their own center. They're learning that self-sacrifice is not the same as love. Number 2, the one who wears struggle like a crown. Some souls just don't endure hardship. They use it as a proof of their worth. They say things like, I'm the one who holds everything together. I'm the one who never complains. I love that you're saying I'm the one who never complains as you're complaining. And
Right.
you hear it, a subtle reaching for recognition, for moral high ground, for a moment where somebody finally says, I see how strong you are. But spirit whispers back, your value is not measured by how much you suffer, but by how deeply you allow yourself to live. Number 3, the soul who refuses help. This is the person who turns away support even when the universe places it right in their hands, right under their nose. And they say, no, it's fine, I'll do it myself, as if accepting help would make them weak. But behind the resistance lies an ancient pattern, a belief that carrying everything alone is safer than being held, supported, or seen. Spiritually, this is the heart learning to soften, to trust, to allow receiving to be as sacred as giving.
And I know that both you and I, Karnie,
Yeah.
see some of that in ourselves, if not all of it.
Oh yeah. We've been the queen of that one for a while now. But when you learn to have awareness on those patterns, then you can break them.
That's exactly right. And it's not something to be ashamed of. You don't beat yourself up about it. It's just that recognizing the pattern, as you said, and then you can do something about it. Get support. Talk to people who've worked through it or are currently working through it, or professionals who know what's going on, the ins and the outs of everything, and can actually support you.
Yeah, for myself, a jester now that takes over, and she kind of has a giggle on the sideline and goes, "Oh, you're doing it again." And I go, "Oh yeah, that's right." Pull back, start.
I love that. And laughter really is the best medicine, and it's so much better to do that, to have that little giggle and be like, "Oh, okay, here we go again," rather than that self what's the word I'm looking for?
Self-flagellation.
That one. Thank you.
And then you've also got we're really I mirror each other so well that we can reach out to the other one and say, "Hey, guess what I'm doing? I'm following the same pattern again. I just had a big reality check." And normally what will happen between the two of us is the other one will turn around and say, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe you just had that go down. I've had something similar." So, when you're open and honest and allow yourself to be vulnerable things that are going on for you as a point of learning and a point of power and a point of growth, then things can unfold very differently. It doesn't have to be something where you're trying to be perfect to the world and put yourself up on a pedestal.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what shadow work is all about. And just recognizing these things, and we don't have to be perfect. And the thing is, most people, especially those who genuinely care about us, they don't have those same expectations of us that we place on ourselves. So we create these stories, as you were saying before, that we have to be perfect, and we can't let anybody know that we're slipping in this. Or ask the question, is this really true, or is it something that I've created?
Yeah. Yep. And the other thing, of course, is that often people will see our flaws and they love us anyway, regardless. They just want to help us learn and grow. But they'll often see the things that we try and cover up and hide and put on the masks for, because the people who are close to us, they know who we really are. And when they're calling us out, they're actually doing it for our highest good.
Yeah, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. And I know it's happened with us as well.
Often.
And it can.
Friendship.
Yeah, exactly. But when it comes to having those boundaries and seeing what's going on for yourself, this is where our energetic awareness comes in. And as the holidays, the silly season approaches, no matter what your own beliefs are, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or nothing, or whether you're celebrating Yule or Litha or whatever it is, the collective energy that's around us shifts dramatically. And so what is pushed and promoted as this season of joy and connection and rest often becomes a time of overstimulation, emotional turmoil, and depletion, massive depletion. So this is where that energetic awareness and healthy boundaries shift from just being great spiritual tools to essential survival skills. And energetic awareness, it means tuning into those shifts in the emotional, in the physical, energetic, and spiritual states. And now sometimes they can actually be really, really subtle, but they have a big impact, especially if left unchecked. And that martyrdom, that plays into this, being aware, as we were saying before. So just taking a moment to notice who or what leaves you feeling drained or just yuck. What kind of environments or places give you that tightness in your chest or foggy thinking? When or where do you feel off, not in your own body, not yourself? These are often the first signs that your energetic boundaries are being breached, or that you are not upholding them yourself. So here are some common signs that your energy is being affected by those poor boundaries, especially during the holiday or silly season. You might feel exhausted after being around certain people or in crowded spaces, even if nothing bad or obviously strenuous has happened. Now, a lot of us feel this anyway if we don't keep up with our spiritual hygiene and protection. Empaths, healers, sensitives. So this is amplified massively at this time. You might find yourself absorbing the stress, anxiety, and or emotions of others and carrying them like they're your own even more than usual, because everyone else's emotions are heightened.
Yep.
You're going to possibly be someone like us who will say, yes, 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 when what you really want to say is no, 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 no. And then you're going to feel resentful and depleted and disconnected from yourself, just like what Karnie was talking about before. Or you could experience somewhat unexplainable mood swings, or mood swings that just are more frequent. Brain fog, physical symptoms like headaches, pain, congestion in the sinuses is another big one. A slight cough or difficulty breathing, and full body tension after gatherings or just being around certain people, being out shopping, for instance. Or you could feel a sense of guilt or fear around setting limits and boundaries with family and loved ones. And now, this is absolutely not an exhaustive list, but these are probably the most common symptoms or signs. And they're not just social or emotional challenges, they're actually energetic imbalances. So your field is being permeated, compromised, entangled, or drained and siphoned. And so during the holiday chaos, energetic hygiene is a non-negotiable. This means just doing things like regular grounding and centering, shielding or cloaking when needed. Energetic clearing is a big one, or even cord cutting. Using sound, smoke, salt, ritual baths, and so importantly, time alone to reset, and upholding your boundaries without guilt. So in other words, reclaiming your sovereignty. You have the right to be whole, centered, to say no, and preserve your energy for what truly feeds and nourishes your spirit. So even if you don't celebrate the holidays as most people do, why not create a new tradition for yourself and turn this season into a beautiful ritual of self-honoring?
I love that. I love that, Ellie. Interesting. As you were sharing then, what I realised is that sometimes it's actually even more amplified when you're trying to hold those energetic boundaries with people, particularly in family, if the rest of the family doesn't understand that your energy is being compromised and there's some kind of game going on underneath the surface, and because you feel the need to over-explain yourself, to have to justify yourself, and that becomes an energy drain as well too. So I've always found the best way to go around that is to begin with I feel statements. I feel this way, I need you to do this. I feel this way, and therefore I'm going to remove myself from this situation. I feel overwhelmed. I'm going to go and take 10 minutes away from here and just recenter. Go and put my feet on the ground and, calm the farm.
Yep, perfect. And those statements, that's not putting it on someone else. That is claiming that I feel this way. So it's very important, as Karnie said, to start with that I feel, and therefore, whatever it is that you're saying, not you're making me feel or you're doing. It's taking that yourself. I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a huge shift, and I think it also the fact that you are claiming that energy for yourself and also setting a boundary around what you are prepared to accept and not accept, it can take the angst out of it a lot more easily, because there's no personal attack in there as well too. Just a statement of like, there's something going on for me and I need to address it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Look at a really cool practice that we can do. This is an energetic practice called the golden egg of light. Whew, a bit exciting. Righty. So allow your breath to slow into an easy rhythm like a tide remembering its way home. And just close your eyes and take your energy into yourself as you're allowing that breath to settle down. And with your next inhale, sense a warm gold begin to glow around you. Not rushing, just simply unfolding as if your own spirit is lighting a lantern from the inside out. And then let this golden radiance stretch around your whole body, curving into a smooth, luminous oval. Your golden egg of light. This is your sanctuary in the unseen, your temple of quiet strength. Feel how this field knows you, how it attunes to your true essence. Only what carries the signature of love, respect, and clarity can approach you here. Everything else dissolves or simply cannot enter. Rest in the spaciousness inside this light. This is your sacred energetic boundary, your personal temple. Your breath moves easily. Your mind unknots itself. Your heart remembers its natural courage. And within this golden cocoon, you choose when to open, when to receive, and when to draw your energy inward for deep restoration. Nothing is taken without your consent. Nothing is demanded from you here. Breathe once more into this gentle sphere, letting it brighten a touch, a promise to yourself. And when you're ready, stay inside this glow as long as you wish. Bring its warmth with you as you return. And then coming back into.
So lovely. I actually feel physically warmer.
Do you? Cool. Actually, I see a bit of a suntan on you just quietly.
Wow. That's the first time for everything. Beautiful. Thank you, Karnie. That was lovely. And it's so simple. It's something you can easily do.
Yep. Yeah. And look, the other thing too, you can record something like that and have it on your phone so that if you do need to go outside and collect yourself for 5 or 10 minutes, you've just got something that you can put on and your body will have a muscle memory for it. So it will automatically go into that, I'm hearing my voice, I'm being given instructions to calm down, I'm feeling my breath, and then you're in the space. When we do something often enough, we create a muscle memory for it. Yeah,
exactly. And that's why Karnie and I, we, no matter what it is, whatever meditation or journey work, path working, it's as soon as close our eyes, it's just like that instant into the state.
Yeah. Long lead-ins anymore.
No, which for some people, some people need that longer, especially if they're just learning or they're really uptight. But yeah, when we're creating our courses or whatever work it is, finding that balance and trying to figure, okay, so we've got this many beginners and this many advanced students, and getting the right kind of induction. And that's what's beautiful about recording it for yourself. You know what you need, and so you can make it longer, even if it's just playing some nice music for a while as you breathe and just relax before you go into it. Just, you know what you need.
Yeah. And the other beautiful thing, of course, is like self-affirmation, because it's your own voice talking back to you. It's like you're affirming your own. You're saying, this is an investment that you deserve. This is something that, is sacred and important and significant to you. Yeah. So there's kind of like a whole heap of layers of benefits in it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Something I would like to touch on, a topic that I haven't seen mentioned, and to be honest, is something that I've actually forgotten to do myself, and that is cleansing the gifts. So, anyone who knows a little about energy work, cleansing, will be aware that it's so important to cleanse the things that come into your home because it all holds energy. So, that goes with gifts as well. Now, when you're doing this, you're not getting rid of the love and the nice energy of the people who have given it to you. What you are cleansing is the chaotic energy from the item perhaps sitting in a shop in the middle of the silly season with everybody being anxious and angry and grabby and whatever. The energy of the manufacture of it. And when you think about it, how often do you pick up things and look at things and touch them and put them back in the shop? Now, think how many different people have done that to the item that you are now holding in your hands, and you have all of that energy, you're bringing it into your home, and it's mixing and affecting your own energy and the energy that is in your space. So you can just do a really, really simple cleanse. Doesn't have to be smoke. People seem to believe, thank you, TikTok and social media for this, that it has to be sage smoke. And that is absolutely false. In fact, white sage smoke is not always beneficial. It can even do more harm than good in certain situations. But there are other herbs that you can use. Rosemary is fantastic. Lavender has a beautiful cleansing energy, but it's gentle. Eucalyptus, pine. But you can use, oh, sorry, what was that?
Palo Santo.
Palo Santo, yes, that's right. Although that is also another one that is quite overused and misunderstood. So whatever you're using, do your research and make sure. But Palo Santo, it does have a more gentle energy. And, you know, a bit of water in a spray bottle with a few drops of good quality essential oils, some lavender, some rosemary. That's all you need. If you have Tulsi, highly recommend it. Frankincense, just spray. You can use your breath. You can visualize light. You can use energy. You can just hold it out in the sunlight or the moonlight and ask that the energies be made pure and that anything that is unhelpful or harmful be neutralized. And then it's still holding the love. Sorry, Karnie, what were you going to say?
Put it on selenite too. Nice big slab of selenite, and that's going to.
Exactly. See, I always have this here, and I wrap this around it every night before I go to bed because all of my slabs and my other things are covered in bracelets and whatnot. So, yeah, I keep this by my computer.
Yeah, beautiful.
Utilize it.
Thing too, because I've actually never done. I've been practicing like energy work for over 27 years now. I've never cleansed a gift that's been given to me. I cleanse everything that's come in from a second-hand shop, but I've never actually thought to cleanse a gift. Never.
Yeah. And you are absolutely not alone. And for a very, very, very long time, I didn't either. And then even, as I said, when I did think of it and it registered, I'd still forget unless I was feeling something, picking something up. Then you don't think about it. You're in the moment, and it's very easy to forget. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for that little tip. I'll be using that this year. And I suppose the other thing around that too, I just thought of something else as well. The other thing you can do is, say, given a crystal gift, you can actually hold that afterwards and send love back to the person who gave it to you. I'd never thought. Love everything you say makes me think of something else.
Likewise.
Well, yeah. Let's have a look at some reflection now. I'm going to ask you to give these questions or statements a rating out of 10. I want you to have a think about, where in my life do I still give from obligation instead of love? From that feeling of I should be doing this. Rating out of 10. Second question, how can I protect my peace without apology this season? Well, that's not a rating out of 10, but have a think about, is there something you can do? Do you need more I statements? Do you need to set boundaries? Do you need to visualize a situation ahead? Do you need to have conversations with people in advance? And the last one, what does energetic safety feel like in my body? Just be aware of where there are any parts that kind of yell or scream for your attention, because those parts that are screeching out for you to take notice, they actually have metaphysical awareness attached to them. So if it's stuff on in your legs and below, probably something to do with safety, security, family. If it's something around the heart space, it's probably something about walls around the heart, feeling that they have to protect you. If your throat feels constricted, maybe you're feeling like you can't speak. If you've got sinus or an irritation in the nose area, that's normally an irritation towards someone. So the body actually has metaphysical properties that are kind of like its way of communicating with us to let us know what's going on and to try and give us the heads up as to how we can handle things differently. Okay.
And that is definitely something that Karnie and I do speak about quite a lot. And often I'll message her and be like, all right, I'm feeling this in such and such a space. What's it mean? What's it telling me? And like, Karnie's brilliant with that.
And then the next half an hour laughing about the synchronicity or the irony.
Yes. And I think even as time has gone on, our physical bodies have started matching even more so, which, yeah. And hopefully it'll do the same thing once we start getting fit and healthy and strong again. And, maybe I can go to the gym one day, you can go the other day, and we can share the benefits.
I'm really hoping that after, maybe give it a chance, and I might actually grow a few inches taller, because you're like you're actually almost a foot taller. It'd be really hard to reach some of my cupboards.
Yes. That would be phenomenal, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it, Cha? Yeah. I actually know someone, and I know this is completely irrelevant, but I know someone who grew their finger longer. It was my, my hypnotherapy teacher. He stretched his finger and he visualized it growing longer. He measured it with a ruler beforehand, and he measured it a month, and it was a centimetre longer.
Wow. But that is just testament to how powerful we are. Our minds really, anyone who's had any kind of awareness of or read Joe Dispenza or listened to any of his work, he's a big one for this. And it really is. It's hard to get around our programming and our conditioning. But it is so true. And so many of us have had these experiences, but we brush it aside, or we discredit it, or we think, oh no, it's just a coincidence. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And we can heal ourselves. We can grow a finger longer. It's amazing. It really is. And there is so much historical evidence of this, especially in ancient tribal cultures, India and those kind of places, Tibet.
Look, I think the thing is that miracles occur best when you're open to a miracle occurring, when you almost expect a miracle to occur. That's when the miracles happen. But so often the miracles come our way and we slam our door. And spirit's knocking, saying, look, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you, what you've asked for. But, the door's been in the face.
Yes, indeed. Oh, there's actually a really beautiful parable or story about that. I think it's written in a Christian context, but it could be used in that context as well. But basically, there's a big storm and a flood, and a man is praying for help, and the water's rising, and suddenly something falls down and a ladder appears so he can climb up onto the roof to get away from the rising water. And he's still saying, like, the water's still rising, Lord. Why aren't you helping me? Help me. Like, just save me. Take this away. And next thing, a little rowboat comes by, and the guy in the rowboat's like, jump on, come on, I'll take you to safety. And he's like, no, I'm waiting for the Lord to save me. And so the guy goes. Next thing, a speedboat comes along, and it's the same thing. No, I'm waiting on the Lord to save me. And then a helicopter comes. No, I'm waiting on the Lord to save me. And then the water keeps rising, and as the guy's drowning, he's saying, why didn't you save me, Lord? I prayed and I trusted in you. And Jesus says, I sent you the ladder, I sent you the boat, I sent you the speedboat, I sent you the helicopter. None of it was good enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly like that, but that was sort of the gist of it, and that's exactly what people do.
Yeah. And part of it is that trauma from childhood where we have beliefs around not deserving, so we don't actually recognize the opportunities and the gifts when they come because we don't think we're worthy of them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So true. And I think as well, we have our own ideas of what it should be, what the sign should be, or whatever it is.
Unfold.
And so, that's right. Lots of fun. Thank you all for joining us for our second episode. And I invite you now to just take a deep breath and feel the light of your golden egg and your own inner light settling within you, allowing yourself to feel safe, grounded, and radiant. And just always remember that boundaries are not barriers. They are bridges that help you to meet the world from your truth and from love, not from exhaustion and obligation. So every no that honors your peace is actually a yes to you and your soul. And if you would like to delve deeper into energy work, personal energy work, cleansing and protection, as well as shadow work in your own inner sovereignty expression, is that the right word? No, but working on your own inner sovereignty, Karnie and I do have a personal energy work certification course. It is fully accredited, and the feedback that we have received from our first beta round is absolutely phenomenal. Literally life-changing is what 3 different people have said. And so it's something that is such low ticket but such high return. So if you're interested in that, we will share links below or wherever they go with the podcast. We're completely new to this, or you can reach out to us. We would love to see you there. And this next round will be our last live round before it becomes just fully pre-recorded evergreen course. So if you want to have some live Zoom sessions with us and ask questions and get involved, jump in. You have some exciting things going on in December.
I do have some exciting things going on. So 4th of December, I have the Healing with the Archangels Evergreen program that I have run for 8 years now. So this is kind of like, it's a partial evergreen, but there's still some live components on it. So it's a little bit like our personal energy work certification. It's the last opportunity to jump on and get some of the live content. But the beauty of Evergreen, of course, is you can do things at your own leisure. Healing with the Archangels looks at 15 different archangels and the archetypical energy that they work with to assist us in everyday life. I actually did your Archangel Raziel Money manifestation the other day, so it was really cool to go back and revisit that. It runs for 30 days and it's a stellar $99 that also has over 30 hours of healing in it, 30 meditations, 15 invocations, 15 mantras, 15 affirmations, and it's run within a community as well too on our special platform. So that's pretty cool. So so that's something to look forward to. And then, of course, Ali works privately as well. So do I. I works in the complex trauma realm, and I've only got one space left for one-on-one people. Got one more person who's due to finish up soon, so that'll be 2 spaces, and then it's a waiting list. Okay, so just to close off, Ali taught me about sound, which I knew what they were, but every time I came to Ali, my knowledge is stretched a little bit further. So here's my soundbite on today's session. Your energy is your sacred home, and you are allowed to protect it. You are allowed to rest, and you are allowed to choose peace over pressure, connection over chaos, and presence over performing. Breathe into your light and let everything that isn't yours just fall away.
Oh, so awesome. We look forward to seeing you for episode 3, where we're going to step into one of the more tricky energetic challenges of the holidays or just life in general, and that is family dynamics. Now we're going to explore how to release ancestral patterns and expectations that no longer serve your spirit. And on that subject, Karnie and I are also going to be running a separate series on ancestral healing. We're going to delve deep into that. A lot has been coming up for us personally as well as others. So we have decided that it's not negotiable, must do.
Yeah. So this is the way it works, Ali. When spirit taps us on the shoulder, you and I have learnt the hard way that we have to listen, because if we do the or the brick, we don't get the lump of 4x2, the truck, or the semi.
Yeah, exactly. And we have got the truck and the semi quite a few times. So as Karnie said, we've learned the hard way. Yes, much more preferable.
Yeah.
But until we meet again, our beautiful, beautiful friends, family, stay grounded in your golden light and let peace be your priority. Thank you so much for walking this path with us today and in the future. Mwah.
Beautiful.